Hello and welcome back to Presenter Media. My name is Kara and today I'm going to be showing you an advanced tutorial of our Tablet Toolkit. This demo is going to be using the Tablet Toolkit, which is available at presentermedia.com. What you see in the background is the original version of this template. What we're going to be doing is changing this style from being informational to actually being more of a multiple choice option setup. So the first thing I'm going to do is help you be able to track what I'm doing. To do this, I'm just going to insert a simple shape so you can always see what slide number that we're on. So I have the shape, it's just going to be labeled slide 1, slide 2, and slide 3. I'll be changing the color of each shape so it stands out a little bit differently for each slide. And then I will also be changing the number, obviously, so you can see how that is set up. You may be wondering why I'm doing this with the changing of the number of the slide that we're on. It's because sometimes it's easy to see the illusion as opposed to the actuality of what's happening on a slide. So what we have is the Tablet Toolkit with 2 areas of text on each slide. So we have what I will call the tablet text, and then we have what I will call the moving text. So the tablet text, we're going to replace what the original text says with a question. So for this case, we'll use not what file types, what content does Presenter Media create? For our answer area, or our second text box area, we're going to go ahead and change this out so it's not bold anymore. And then we're going to make it a bulleted list. So we're just going to make sure our Home tab is clicked, select Bullets from the Home tab ribbon, and then we're just going to insert a few different media types. So of course we have clip art, we have templates, PowerPoint templates, video backgrounds, and animations. Then all of the above. So obviously all of the above will be our correct answer. Now I'm going to copy this information from the second text box and I'm going to paste it into the tablet text box of slide number 2. Now you may be wondering why I'm doing this, because technically speaking, when we go to slide 2, this is already in place. So we have our third text area, so I'm going to say what file formats are available for clip art. Again, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste this onto slide number 3 in the exact same format. And then I'm going to put in PNG and JPEG. Now, what's interesting is this is technically the original template, so we still have everything following the same way. Notice how we have those slide numbers changing in the upper left-hand corner there. What we're going to do is we're going to make the correct answer stand out above everything else, and we're going to make it so we have to click one more time before we actually move on to the next question. So we have question and an answer. This slide can stay the same. Slide number 2 that has an answer followed by a question, we need to insert an additional click to make things happen. How do we do this, you ask? Simple. We're going to use our animation pane and just change up a few things. First of all, the hand that you see is called picture 33 in my case. It may be a different number for yours, but it is set to start with previous. The biggest change? Set it to start on click. This means when you click, it will move from the left to the right, and it's not going to automatically do that right away on the slide. This will allow you to keep your answers in place longer as opposed to having them move as soon as the slide moves over. Second, we're going to apply an animation effect to all of the answers above the correct answer. So we're going to go to Add Animation, and we're actually going to use Object Color. Object Color is a lot of fun. You can pick what color your text actually changes to. So I can make it gray out, and I can just make that gray pretty much as dark or light as what I want it to be. And I'm going to tell this to start also on click, but I'm going to drag it up so it is actually starting before this hand. So that means now when we play the slide, we will go from slide number 1 with our question, slide number 1 answer, slide number 2 we have our answer, and notice it's still displayed instead of it just blowing off the screen. Click one more time. the incorrect answers fade out. Click one more time, and then that hand comes in with the next question. When you click again, you'll notice that we're back onto slide 3, and that slides straight over to our answers again. So you could say that this is specific for when you have an answer on your tablet and a question getting moved into place. So let's go ahead and finish this process. I'm going to duplicate slide number 3, obviously change that number to slide number 4, and I'm going to change this text box again so you can see the color change. We'll go with kind of a burnt orange. So our answer is PNG and JPEG. We're going to go ahead and put our answer in this text box. Make sure it's not bold. Put our next question in, which will be bold, and we will say, does Presenter Media create tutorials? Obviously the answer is yes, as you're here, so we'll need one more slide so we can actually have the duplicate answer be put into slide number 6. Paste that. And now we are done. So if we got rid of this one completely, we could just put our answer in. The answer is yes. And at that point, the slide is finished. If you want it to be completely done, you can just tell it to stop at that point, or you can have it move to one more slide during which you would have thanks for watching. So this is slide number 5 in this project. So we can go back now and remember that we had to change things on slide number 2. We're going to need to change the same things on slide number 4, which has answer, then question. So what we need to do is change our animation on the hand to start on click. Since we have both of these in place, the PNG and JPEG, if you choose, you can actually have it set up so it looks like it's getting highlighted behind it. You can do that just by inserting a simple image and just sending it a little bit to the back. So I'm going to say send it back, and then bring it back forward. And change the color. So now we have the PNG and JPEG is actually going to have this little guy here flash up behind them. So I need to give that a fade in effect. I will have that also start on click. I'm going to add an animation of a color pulse so it looks like it's flashing. That's going to happen with previous, so that's going to happen at the same time, and I'm just going to make it happen longer. And then, most importantly, I need to give it a fade out or a fly out effect, which means it's going to follow that PNG and JPEG when it gets thrown off the screen. So this needs to happen also with previous, but this needs to go off with PNG and JPEG. So when the text flies off, so will the shape. Not sure what I mean? Here you go. So we have slide number 1. Let's get moved up there. It moves over. Slide number 2. Here's our fade out. Slide number 3. It goes straight into the answers. Now we have slide number 4 where there's still answers. We click one more time. We should get our flashing background. And then when we click, it should drag off and then have our next one on there. Obviously, you saw the direction was incorrect for the fly off. That is pretty easy to fix. All we have to do is find the proper animation and change the effect options from being front to the bottom to change it to being from to the right. So now when we click, there we go. It moves off with all the other file content properly. So this has been an advanced tutorial on using the Tablet Toolkit, item 12482 from PresenterMedia.com. Again, my name is Kara Jones with Presenter Media. Thanks for watching.